we tend to think the worst in people, which is a shame. We tend to think addiction, we think mental illness, we think poverty. Right? We think the worst of people, which is a shame because some people, of course, struggle with mental illness, poverty, addiction, but never actually end up homeless. The difference between those who actually do end up homeless and those who do not is, in fact, those who don't struggle as much have others in their lives, friends, family, people who care about them, people who lend social support. Those who are struggling, they struggle because they're alone. Homelessness for us is literally about a lack of friends and family, a lack of having nowhere to go. For every single person coming into our building, and trust me, there's lots, they walk in here feeling very, very alone. It's often a cumulative factor. There's no single incident that often leads to somebody being homeless. It's amazing just how many of our clients, as adults, just had horrible, horrible upbringings. People may have tried to be there for them, but were taken from family for different reasons, put into the foster care system, and just grew up feeling unloved, feeling like no one cared, and thinking no one cared about them. It was harder for them as adults to care for themselves. Here at the Drop-In Center, 50% of our clients work, and that's a staggering statistic. 50% of our clients work. One of the reasons they're here is because not only is it hard to afford rent when you're earning minimum wage, but because they're never the top of the pile when the landlord is looking at potential applicants for that illegal basement apartment. They're one of perhaps 40 applying for it, and rarely are they ever the first choice. Someone from a homeless shelter over a new engineer moving to our city. It makes a difference if you can call friends and family to say, can I stay in your flat for a month, for 2 months? We really need to open up our doors, open up our hearts, open up our arms, and welcome people who are struggling. Something we see at our shelter is that increasing numbers of people come to us looking for help over the winter months. Every single winter, we actually, this winter, we've actually set up an additional 170 beds in our second floor cafeteria. We literally take the tables and chairs, push them to the side, and fill that room full of mats. It's hard, of course, but at the exact same time, I'm glad that people are coming in and that people are getting the help they deserve. By coming in, we can connect people to counselors, we can give them nutritious, delicious food, we can connect them to a wonderful partner of ours, the Eau Claire YMCA, where people can just go for a swim, they can run around the track, they can really just increase their own physical well-being. They can feel loved, they can feel cared for, what makes it easier for them to take the next positive step in their life. It's amazing just what we're able to provide every single day. Over the course of the year, we provide over 1.1 million meals, which is equivalent to almost every single Calgarian getting a meal in our homeless shelter. And that's great. People might hear that we've got nutritious, delicious food and come here strictly because of that reason. But once in their building, they're more likely then to connect with one of our counselors, connect with a nurse, and then have the foundation laid where they can do more to improve their lot in life. We provide a variety of housing options for people. If someone comes to me under the influence of drugs or alcohol, last thing I want to do is turn that person away. Tell that person to find a nice warm corner in a back alley, that they'll be okay. The reality is they won't be. That person needs help if that person doesn't have shelter. I'd much rather have that person come here and get the help the person deserves. So yes, we do open our arms quite broadly. We open our hearts as well. We do take people under the influence of drugs or alcohol. We also have 2 floors where people staying on the floors can't have a single drink. There's room for 260 people across those 2 floors, where it's dormitory style living, wonderful space, and of course we offer affordable housing as well. This building wasn't built with a capacity of over 1,000 people. We actually built this building, our main shelter, with a capacity of just over 500. So the building is certainly stretched, which is why we're working so aggressively to build affordable housing. There's an incredible deficit of affordable housing. Calgary Housing Corporation has 3,000 people on their waiting list. None of those people should live in a shelter. They deserve a home. We're trying to be part of the solution. Because at different points in our life, we just need different things. I appreciate there was a point in time in my life where I really needed to live at home with mom and dad. That was great for me when I was in school. It was great for me even as a young adult to be there with them. Now that I'm married, now that I have a 3-year-old myself, the last thing they need is to hear me walking around the house at night, my child occasionally crying. My life is far better that I now have my own place. And there may come a point in time in my life where I need to live in a senior's residence, surrounded by others with 24-hour supervision and support. We all have different needs at different points in our lives. Our clients, of course, are no different than you and I. For some of them, this is what they need. They need to live in shelter, where they have that 24-hour supervision and support, where people are giving them the support they need to move forward. It starts from just a compassion model, showing people that we care. And of course, if we can show we care, and if the person can feel it and believe it, then they're far more likely to care about themselves. We do that by providing a beautiful space, delicious food, wonderful staff. I'm amazed just at the compassion of our staff. We do have paid staff. I'm paid staff. I'm fortunate. I love working here, but we're very, very dependent on volunteers. Over the course of a year, we'll have over 30,000 volunteers come through our doors, and that's wonderful. I mean, for every volunteer coming in here, they're not here because they're earning a paycheck. Yes, I do earn a paycheck. I'm here for all kinds of different reasons, but our clients don't always see that. With the volunteers, they see right away that they're here because they care, and that has an enormous, enormous impact. It makes them care about themselves, which makes it easier to walk into an employer's office with conviction that you're the best qualified person for the job, or even to walk into a doctor's office admitting that you might actually have problems. We all have something to give. That's something I never ever forget. There's times when I feel incredibly busy and I don't have the luxury of time to give, but I might have a few dollars. I might be able to share treasure. There's other moments where I can share stuff, my clothing. There was a point in time where I had far too many socks in my sock drawer. That was something I could give, and I was glad to. We ask Hungarians to look at their own lives as well and to share what they have, be it time, talent, treasure. It doesn't matter circumstances in life, we all have something to give. Even our clients who are struggling, they have something to give, and they show it every single day. Every single day, they share their gratitude. It's wonderful.